Ladies and gentlemen, it's Teaksy here and welcome back to Black Ops 6 and welcome today guys to the first ever installment of Stop Reverse Boosting. Now for anybody new, I've done this on Black Ops Cold War, I've done it on Modern Warfare 3. Basically I show myself loading into a game where I then do very well in the gameplay to show that you can find easier lobbies without doing anything crazy. So today was a gameplay of Demolition on LOWTOWN where somehow I managed to drop a nuke right. Absolutely crazy because I completely hate this map. Now it was quite a long time loading in, so I'm going to speed up that process and then I'll pick this back up once the gameplay starts guys, because for some reason I had my mic on mute for the majority of this gameplay. So I'm going to give you guys some commentary over the top today. So yeah, give me a few seconds, we'll fly through the intro and then I'll catch you guys in the gameplay. Alright guys, here we are. We've loaded in on LOWTOWN. I am watching the game back on one screen. My webcam's on that screen, so if I look like I'm not looking at the webcam, that's the only reason. But yeah, this was a pretty crazy game. I will admit I did play like quite a rat throughout this game. A lot of the reason for that was, one, it's quite a ratty map, right? But two, as I started to get onto a streak, I was like, I felt like there was potential if I played a little bit slower to get a nuke. And whenever I do these videos, I don't necessarily need to get a nuke, but I feel like it always looks better if I'm able to get a nuke over the line. But as I say, it's unfortunate that we have to make these videos, right? I first did it back in Black Ops Cold War when very early days of my channel, where I basically got accused of reverse boosting for the first ever time. And, you know, it's just natural, the world we live in now. Call of Duty's evolved a lot over the years, and obviously the number one problem is skill-based matchmaking, right? You know, the number one problem lays at Activision's door for feeling the need to continue to pump in this strict manipulated matchmaking system into the game. And because of that, obviously there are a lot of people out there that find a way around the matchmaking system and, shall we say, post very unrealistic experiences in terms of what the general public experience when they're playing the game, for example. So, you know, back in the day, before skill-based matchmaking, you know, I started playing COD in Modern Warfare 2 2009. I experienced, like, the golden era and the kind of prime time of COD when skill-based matchmaking either didn't exist or it was nowhere near as strict, right? And it felt like everybody was on a level playing field when it came to playing Call of Duty. You just spawned into a match, you never knew what you were going to get. You could have a really good lobby and do bad. You know, you could have a lobby full of bad players and you do really good. You could have a really balanced lobby, a pretty neutral game where nothing happens. But it felt like everybody was, you know, on the same page. And when it came to creating content, if somebody dropped a crazy gameplay and the other team were absolutely terrible, in your head you might know that they weren't that good, but it didn't bother you, right? Because you knew that person hadn't done anything weird. They just loaded into the game and that was what they were given, and then they were able to drop a gameplay in that specific lobby. Now, the problem you get nowadays is technically everybody's in the same boat, right? Apart from the protected bracket of players, everybody else is in the skill-based matchmaking boat now, where you're playing with this very strict matchmaking system, which is going to manipulate your experience for the most part. And it doesn't matter if you're a 0.8, a 0.9, a 1.3, a 1.5, a 2 KD player, you're going to be playing with players of your ability, right? Which means, for the most part, nobody's really going to pop off, nobody's going to do anything crazy. Now, one of the big problems, obviously, is that we're not on the same playing field now because a lot of people manipulate the matchmaking system. So, you know, that means that, you know, you'll see gameplays online from content creators and you're like, I never experienced anything like that. And because they're now manipulating the matchmaking system, they're not even getting games like it used to be back in the day. They are getting the lowest of the low. And they should not be playing in those kind of lobbies, right? They should not be playing against those players. And these are people that are dropping double nukes all the time and just dropping crazy gameplays, daily uploads, you know, those type of people. Now, if that's what people want to do with their content, that's absolutely fine, right? You know, do you, as long as you're open with your community. And look, there are people out there that don't do content and reverse boost. But at the end of the day, if you're just sat at home, reverse boosting, you're not uploading content, you're not making any money, then, you know, no one's going to be bothered about what you're doing, right? If that's helping you enjoy the game, crack on, I say. But when it comes to trying to do content, I've always tried to be an open and transparent creator. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that the players I played in this lobby or the players that I play in the lobby yesterday, upload on Vorkuta, CDL players, like really good players, and I'm the best player in the world because I dropped a nuke in those lobbies. I'm not going to sit here and say that because that's not true, right? These were easier lobbies, but the difference is that I didn't manipulate the matchmaking system to get these lobbies, right? And that's the argument I've always had, is that if somebody gets given a lobby, this is just what the game gives them, and then they're able to go on and drop a gameplay or drop a nuke, I don't think there should be any problems, right? There should be no dramas with that, as long as you're doing it all legitimately, because there's no guarantees when you do this. And you know what people don't see is how much of the game you play where you're getting absolutely nothing right. You're just getting dead lobbies and dead games, and you're not getting anything. So, you know, when you finally get one like this and you're able to take advantage of it, you know, I don't think there should be any problems with that, right? I think as long as you're doing it legitimately, and that's why I like to make these videos, right? Because for anybody new seeing yesterday's upload, I would 100% understand why people would be like, this guy is reverse boost, right? Because that lobby I got yesterday was insane. I've never had anything like that in like 17 plus years of playing Call of Duty. That was absolutely insane. This LOWTOWN lobby was nowhere near on that level. There was a Prestige Master there that I just killed. He was a very good player. He actually got a gunship at one point in this match, but I was just able to avoid him for the most part of this game, right? And I've had that many times in Cold War where you've got a good player on the other team, but you just kind of manage to avoid each other throughout, and you're able to streak up off the other players. Like, he kills me there just as I got the nuke. He actually wrapped around from me killing him before, right? That's a smart play based on how I killed him, right? So, you know, like I say, guys, this, in my opinion, when I've done this in the past and when I've done this now, I think it proves that I've not done anything weird, right? There will always be people that, you know, don't believe me, and you know, that's absolutely fine, right? All I'm trying to do is be a transparent creator. I want my community to understand, you know, what they're watching, you know, how I came to create this content. And you know, like I say, it's never about, you know, oh my god, I got a nuke and I'm an amazing player, right? It's not about that. It's just about, look, I got this lobby, I was able to drop a gameplay, but I didn't reverse boost. And I think it's like, I don't care if people say, oh, you know, it was an easy lobby, right? It's when people say that I've reverse boosted. That's what frustrates me the most, because I know as a player when it's an easy lobby, right? I don't need someone to tell me. But if I've not done anything weird to get that lobby, I just don't think I ever deserve any hate. I mean, I'm recording this before yesterday's gameplay is uploaded, so at this moment in time, I haven't got any hate, but there's potential, I guess, for some reverse boost and comments on that gameplay, which is why I've recorded this video. Anyways, guys, my mic is about to cut in, so I'm going to leave you guys with the rest of this gameplay now, and I'll catch you in the next one. Right, I can't quite believe it, but I've just realized that I think my mic has been on mute for this whole game, which is absolutely ridiculous from me. And I do apologize, because a couple of my videos lately have had audio issues. I'm such an idiot. But I will just say I'm so glad that I've got a nuke showing me loading into the game, because some of these lobbies on Demolition lately have been ridiculous. I don't know how I've nuked this map. This map is like the worst map in the game, in my opinion. But we did it. It's a little bit annoying because, like, watching the video back, I might have to put like some commentary over it because of like it's gonna be a bit weird if not. But yeah, it feels nice to have achieved it, because that nuke I got with the AK on Vorkuta was insane. And this one's like nowhere near as insane as that, but I'm glad I've got a nuke showing me loading in, because that's very much what we need. And hopefully we're going to start streaming soon, so we'll be able to stream the gameplays. I think as well this one was with just one hand cannon rather than two, which again is good as well. Yeah, I was saying earlier, I love the fact the assault pack gives you nades on this game. Just allows you to, because nades are so OP, just allows you to just spawn in a nade when you really need it. No! 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 I wanted to call in the hand cannon! No! No! Oh, that's such an L from me. But there we go. Another nuke on Black Ops 6. You wait ages for one, and two come in one night. But that is annoying. I wanted to pull the hand cannon in and have some more fun in that lobby. But there we go. A nuke. Shermie loading in. Again, like I say, whenever I do these stock reverse boosting videos, it's not about, oh, look at me, look how good I am. It's just me showing that you can get these lobbies without doing anything weird. You don't have to reverse boost. Obviously, there's no guarantees, but it just kind of goes to show. And there we go. We drop a nuke on LOWTOWN of all maps. But a bit annoying my mic was on mute. That's really annoying.